Like
had
intro? Like a little intro?
Yeah.
Lead in, cut back from the commercial.
Testing.
1, 2, 3.
Two.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Oh, now I hear.
I hear you.
Put up lots of bass. We want to hear lots of bass with
Ron wants to drop the bass.
Now, Jim, if you go on Facebook, does it show you how many people are
Not yet.
on yet?
It's early. He didn't do Facebook yet.
Yeah, Facebook is on too. Yes, it is.
Oh, we're on?
Facebook is on. All right, let's see.
All right.
We're going.
I think we're good.
Let me make sure
Hold on.
Yeah, I could see us.
You could see us?
Yeah.
make sure we can hear you guys.
It looks
All right.
like we're on.
All right, guys. Well, welcome everybody to our second show in our new studio here in Hamilton Radio in Hamilton, New Jersey. We got Gene, our engineer. We got Ed, and we got our special guest, Jim Logan,
Logan.
a.k.a. the Unicorn. If you remember when we were saving lives during COVID,
Yes.
Jim wore
And you
the.
still refer to it as saving lives.
We saved some lives.
Hey.
So we were.
We were first responders.
You had the
basically.
unicorn mask on.
Yes, that's right.
So there was like a few
should've bought
months. There was a few months when no one knew who you were.
Correct.
I did
So-
not want you doing that, by the way.
I
So
know.
are we
I know.
good? Because someone see if there's someone putting.
Ask them if they can hear you. I think
Could
they
it-
can, but I can't tell.
Oh yeah, got to turn that.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, Mike Falago is watching with you.
All right.
There we
Oh, I
go.
see us.
All right.
JD is here.
There
Okay.
you go.
All right.
All right, we're in.
All right. So I think we did our last show. I think it was in mid-April.
About a year and a month and a half ago.
We did it on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We talked about pizza.
And baseball rules.
And we did some
changing.
baseball rule change. So we picked a subject today to talk about sitcoms, and mostly from the 70s and 80s. And you know what we're going to ask a lot of people to do is to call in, and we want to know, one, what's your favorite sitcom? Two, who's your favorite character in the sitcom? And three.
Because we all know the characters really make
Well,
the
they make the
sitcom.
show, right?
And three, what was your favorite episode in the sitcom?
There you
Which
go.
is almost impossible for me. I don't have favorite episodes.
And we talk about this now. I don't think there's really any good sitcoms out there. Is there one? What's a good sitcom right now?
Wait, you mean you don't like Bob Hart's Abishola on
Is-
CBS?
I don't know. I have not watched a sitcom.
Does anybody
in-
here watch sitcoms? Make sure you check in the.
Yeah.
Making the.
It's
And
it.
people, put your comments in the chat room. We'll try to get to them, but we're going to be picking. So what I want to do now is kind of go around the table and get your idea on what your favorite shows are. What's your favorite episode? What's your favorite character
Go for
of
it.
all
Ed.
time? Ed, you're up first.
Okay, well, as you know, my favorite sitcom is MASH.
MASH, all right.
Yeah. And
We say this all the time. MASH is a great show, not a funny show.
it's
though.
funny. I think it's
How do you
hilarious,
think
but
it's not a funny
It's
show?
not funny, man.
I think
there's
it's
so many good,
hilarious.
funny-
But it also shows the dramatic aspects of war.
Oh, 100%.
When I think of MASH, I think of I cried three
See,
shows. I cried
I know you
during
cry at
MASH.
everything, Ron.
I do cry on everything.
Ron cries?
Ron
Yeah,
cries.
I do cry.
constantly. Now, what we've
I've
talked
never seen
about.
that side of Ron.
Remember Jerry Seinfeld was like, "What's this? It's a salty discharge out of my eyes."
What we've talked about MASH is that there are 3 episodes that brings Ron to tears. 3? Is that what it is?
Yes.
3 episodes that brings Ron to tears.
Uh,
Henry Blake dying.
Well, that's a tearjerker.
That's a big time tearjerker.
Yeah.
When Radar leaves.
Radar leaves, not as bad, but that's a tearjerker.
With the teddy bear.
And the last episode when BJ goes to Hawkeye and
I
goes,
gave him this line from
Oh,
trivia,
my
and he never forgets it.
he goes, I don't know what I would have done if you weren't here.
I can't imagine what this place would have been like if I hadn't met you here.
There you
So-
go. There you go.
So,
Ron's starting to tear up as we speak.
oh boy,
so that's your favorite show.
it's gonna be a long hour.
Is there a favorite cat? I did like Henry Blake when he was the colonel of it.
He wasn't funny.
And I thought he was funny.
All right.
And
Well, Klinger, obviously.
Klinger is
I mean,
the wacky
Klinger
one
that's
with the
hysterical.
dresses and everything,
Sure.
you know. And if I had to pick my favorite episode on that, I like the episode. It's a 2-part episode. It's the one where Frank Burns leaves and Winchester first comes.
Ah,
Why did they ever say why Frank left? He left abruptly.
On the show or the actor?
Well, we know why he left at acting, but why did he leave for the show? They never really mentioned.
He went crazy, is what happened.
Ferret face?
He went crazy. Margaret Houlihan got married
Hot
and
lips.
went on her honeymoon, and he flipped out. They gave him a 3-day pass to go to Seoul, and he started attacking all the blonde women
there you
that
go.
he could find in uniform.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say Klinger's not the funniest.
Klinger's the wacky one,
Klinger.
Yeah.
you know? But, I mean, I think they're all funny.
I just don't think it. I think it's a great
It's a
show.
lot of one-liners, just constant bombarding with.
Well, so you said MASH is your first one. What would be your second one in terms of all-time favorite sitcoms?
All-time favorite sitcoms, I might go with The Honeymooners
Ah, yeah, 100%.
as my second.
You have a favorite episode?
I like the one where he goes on the game show, where he picks the music as the category. But, you know, you and I have talked about this, and the Chef of the Future
Well, that's one of
Hysterical.
mine. You're
was
stealing one of
funny.
my
I'm
top
stealing
three.
his thing. We'll talk about it.
You know, zoop zoop.
Zoop, zoop.
We're zipping.
A
Zip.
apple?
Yeah, he goes, and then he falls through. Like this.
Yes.
Actually, this is exactly what he fell through.
And the whole set goes collapsing.
Yeah, there's
Handy
like the whole
dandy
divider.
housewife helper.
Right.
And I think because they did the Honeymooners live, and
Yes.
they always said
Yes.
that Jackie Gleason would not rehearse.
Correct.
So they, you know, like kind of went in, and whatever happened, happened.
Yeah.
And there's a spot in that where he's holding the device, the handy dandy housewife helper, and a piece of it goes flying off.
Yeah.
And he goes,
And he
hey,
he said-
maybe we should say something about spearfishing.
Spearfishing.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think that
Yeah.
was, I never heard for sure, but
that was
I
totally
think that was
ad-libbed. Totally
ad-libbed.
Yeah. 100%.
Show your plate.
Oh, the plate. Yeah, well, I mean, you probably can't see it
Yeah,
that
I
well.
could show
but Ron can get it up in front of the camera, maybe.
We got
So
an
that's
antique here.
a limited edition firing of
Ooh, it
only
says-
1,700.
Addressing the ball.
Hello, ball.
It's the golfer episode
golf-
where he has to go golfing with Mr. Monahan. So I've had that for a number of years.
A great one is when he went to dinner, and he didn't want to. He was going to pretend to pay the bill.
Yes, with
And the guy
an
goes-
old friend of his.
The guy goes, "Oh, he's loaded.
He's
not.
never
He's gonna.
gonna-
They both say like they're
Yeah.
not gonna. He's not gonna let me.
He's I'm gonna.
do it.
He's gonna demand that he pays. He's loaded, and he
and-
goes, "I'll take." He goes, "Okay."
Okay. And then he's just sitting there.
Hum,
and
hum,
just-
hum,
Right.
And what's your third?
That's a hard one, but I'm gonna go with Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay.
And
Fast forwarded into the 90s and 2000s.
and I love the episode where his brother Robert,
the cop.
who's a cop.
Yep.
You saw
Starts-
him live.
Yeah.
Did you really?
No,
Brad
3 weeks
Garrett?
ago in Vegas. Brad Garrett's Comedy Club. He's got his own show at the MGM in Foxwoods. MGM Grand in Vegas.
I love the episode where Brad Garrett, and he's probably the funniest on the show, I think.
String of polar ponies.
And
That's
where,
Japanese.
where Brad Garrett, Robert, is depressed, So his partner, who's a black woman, takes him out with her friends.
There you go.
And did you ever see
It was
that
a scared
one?
straight one.
And he starts talking like a black guy with hip hop
Trying
jive
to, yeah,
language,
exactly.
and stuff. And Ray's going like, Robert, I want to talk to you. What's up, my brother? And he starts, oh, that is so off the hook.
Brad Garrett was great in Seinfeld.
Yeah, when he played the mechanic.
They played the mechanic, and he hijacked his car. It's when the last time
Give
you
it to me
changed?
straight. You're getting this oil from a quickie lube place, aren't you? Well, the oil is the lifeblood.
What's yours? You got any new ones that we haven't covered?
That we haven't covered yet. I would go with All in the Family.
Okay.
Would be sort of the top one for me. I mean, A Honeymooners up there, but like you both had it, so
Who's the funniest on All in the Family?
Oh, I think it's Mike.
Okay.
But I mean, obviously Archie is. I mean, Edith. Everyone's got their own sort
Yes,
of niche in the show, but I think Mike is probably like the funniest all around. Mike.
I find All in the Family kind of like MASH in a way, because there's some serious stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's some
There is.
really serious. Edith almost gets raped.
Yep.
It was really sad when Edith died.
Yeah, that was the worst.
And he found her slipper.
Yeah,
and he
sits
broke
down on the bed and just starts crying. And yeah, that definitely.
There was some really sad scenes. I just don't remember. I guess the one thing I think is the funniest when he got the blood transfusion.
Yeah. And he wakes up. And
Yeah,
he, thinks
he goes. Stuff they couldn't say now.
You would never get away with that.
I thought he goes. Do you have a craving for watermelon or something?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is the one where Edith answers an ad in like a Modern Family magazine or something, and it was for swingers.
Oh yes, and they come to the house.
And they come to the house
for dinner, and
yes.
Archie is
and
slowly
they don't
figuring
know
out
that
what's
that's
going
what
on.
they have in mind.
Yeah,
but
exactly. That was a wacky one, sure. But Ron, back to your point about the serious side of it. Remember with they got again something you wouldn't be able to make today. Archie inadvertently gets the grocery delivery boy fired.
Oh yes,
And
he's
he had
slow.
special needs.
He's
He was
slow.
special
Yes.
needs, and Archie wound up calling him. He used the R word to describe him.
Yes.
The father came over and wanted to beat him up. So there was a lot of interesting dynamics in All in the Family.
And also, I mentioned to Ron about a week ago. Do you remember the one where they paint a swastika on Archie's door?
Yep.
And the guy who is with the Israeli
the
thing or whatever
anti-defamation
ends up getting blown up
In
at
the
the
cab
end. And
outside of the
yes.
house. Yeah, exactly.
That was some serious episodes.
Yep.
So my three, obviously our favorite, Seinfeld. But Ed and I agree, Seinfeld, you can't pick one episode.
It's not episodes, it's scenes.
Yeah,
that are funny. Some episodes of Seinfeld have like 3 different storylines going on in them, and 1 or 2 of the storylines won't be that good.
Yeah.
But then there'll be. I could give you one that I think was good though.
What was your number one?
I think it's the one where there's like multiple storylines in it, and Elaine's dating the guy, and all his friends are the Bizarro world people. They're all like the Seinfeld characters, but the opposite.
There you go.
And then Jerry's dating the woman with the man hands.
Yeah.
The man hands.
And there's the scene where
breaks the lobster.
Yeah, there's this. He goes like, she's like, "Here, I'll get that for you," and she twists off his bottle cap, and he goes, "That wasn't a twist off." And then she does the you have an eyelash, and she like takes it off him. She goes, "Make a wish," and he like closes his eyes, and he looks at her hands. He goes, "It didn't come true."
My favorite is the George interviewing for the Houston Astros.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Where he's cursing.
Yes.
And every word out of his mouth, because they're from Houston,
Yeah.
You bastard! How are you freaking bastard? And
Obviously, they couldn't say anything too bad on network TV.
network television.
so, but
But that's also the one that I was talking about. It's also the one, the funniest part of it is where Kramer gets that job.
Yeah, TCB.
TCB, taking care of business. He goes into an office building. George wants to use the bathroom in it. So Kramer's waiting. And he's helping a guy fix the copy machine.
Right.
And then some guy comes walking out and he says, hey, old man Leland wants everybody in the office now. That includes you. And Kramer just walks in with them, and he
to
starts
go.
working there. They have to fire him.
That's it.
My two non-Seinfeld, one is kind of Seinfeld, is a Curb Your Enthusiasm
100%.
with the Survivor.
Oh my God.
I mean, not only Larry David could get away with, where his
Correct.
they have a dinner,
Right.
and the father's good friend is a Holocaust survivor, and it ends up they go, we know another survivor. We could introduce the two of them together. It's a contestant from Survivor,
from the
show Survivor,
From the show Survivor.
and
Yeah.
they go at it. He goes, you know, we
Colby,
had,
right?
Yeah, Colby from Survivor. He goes, we had very limited rations. You know, we didn't even have any snacks. He goes, snacks. we slept in our own feces. You know.
Yeah, I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm, there's just a million.
I mean, they made fun of 9/11
I know. Only Larry David could get away with that.
and Dave Chappelle.
Well, and the fact that it's also cable. right?
Yeah.
Because obviously this stuff would never make it on prime.
And obviously, the number one for me is Taxi. And we talk about this. Everyone loves. I mean, Jim Ignatowski to me is the number one character of all time, and everyone loves the episode where he's getting his driver's license and he's asking what a yellow light means. But Ed and I talk about this. The funniest is the lead up.
The lead up to that is really the funny stuff.
You know, when they're going, you know.
My favorite line is where he says the thing about
Psychotic?
He's taken like filling out an application, and it says, "Have you ever experienced dizziness?" Hasn't everyone? And then he says, "Drug addiction or
Psychotic
or something, blackouts or something." He goes, "My God, that's a tough choice."
And they go,
Narrow it down.
eye color. And he's looking at him like, Elaine, can you
wanna
take a
take a
stab
stab
at
at
this?
this?
So he fills out the application for the driver's test. And they're like, all right, now the test begins.
Oh,
He
I
goes,
thought that
I
was
thought
the
this
test.
was the test. That leading up to that was hysterical. So I want people to start calling in. And while people are calling in, I got some trivia questions that I kind of wrote down.
You didn't mention Odd Couple. I thought you were going to mention
Oh,
Odd
yeah,
Couple.
well,
Well,
Odd
there's a
Couple.
ton.
Password.
Yeah.
Password's a great one. My favorite of Odd Couple happens to be when he was afraid to fly.
Phone call.
Phone call, patch him in.
We have a caller.
Who do we have?
Who's on?
Gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be on your show. It's a
Hey,
pleasure to be on your show, gentlemen. This is Frank. How are you?
Well, we're glad to have you.
Frank.
what's up, Frank? You're calling
Okay.
from Nashville?
No, I'm home. I'm home.
Oh,
He's back from there.
It would have been so much cooler if you were calling from out of state.
I know. How was your trip?
But you guys could probably guess what I'm going to say is my
WKRP.
favorite all-time sitcom.
WKRP?
You got it, my friend.
In Cincinnati.
And I think that I guess it lasted 4 seasons, so I guess it had some appeal to people who did not work in the business.
I used to like that show, Frank.
Now you used to like it. Now what happened?
Well,
with
I
that?
haven't watched it in several years, but when I was in high school, I watched it.
I thought you
Okay,
were
well,
watching Bonanza.
the characters are almost real. I worked with people who are almost similar to almost all the characters on that show.
Can you pick
So,
a favorite character?
Well, Dr. Johnny Fever, of course, because basically he was your quintessential morning man. I worked with a guy like that who was actually came in drunk the entire night before, stumbled in at 6 in the morning because I was the overnight guy. So he came, and he would go on at 6 o'clock. I turned it over to him, and the first time he's stumbling. He could barely talk. He could barely get any words out of his mouth. And he was, Frank, good morning. And he was, and so, I had to get, I said, boy, I don't want to be around when he hits the air and the boss is going to get upset. I just got out of there. I turned on the radio, play the last record, turn on the radio, and here's this guy who was barely getting out any words at all.
It's ringing off the
a
hook.
minute ago. I hear the mic and he says, "Hey, it's 6 o'clock, everybody. Let's wake up. Let's have a good time. Hey, we're gonna rock everybody this morning. Hey, how are you out there in Minneapolis? Hey, hey, hey." There was really a guy like that, and they tried to make me a morning guy, and I said no, never, never, never. It was barely enough. I was popping the no-dos working overnights.
So Frank,
that of course will be my favorite all-time show, and of course. It's famous for its most famous episode, which is the Thanksgiving episode where they drop the turkeys, where the general manager, Mr. Carlson, thinks turkeys can fly, so he decides to drop 3 turkeys out of a helicopter. And of course, it meets with disastrous results. So, just thought I'd call you guys, put in a plug for WKRP, and you guys have a wonderful show. And, of course, we'll be seeing you. Sorry I wasn't there Friday night, and, we'll be seeing you down the road.
Thanks for calling in, Frank.
Take care, Frank.
Okay.
All right, who else do we have?
all right, we got another list. Call.
When they call back, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, they're calling back.
If they do.
Oh, there
This
we
is
go.
it. They called back. They waited for Frank to finish.
There you go.
Our listener went down after Frank called. So who's on?
Hello?
Hello, who's this? You're on. You're live on the air.
Tell them to shut their radio off.
This is Ken Adams. Papa Booey.
Oh, it's Ken Adams.
Now, who
You
is this?
You gotta lower your radio when you talk.
This would be Joe Spinello.
All right.
Oh, okay. We're,
Is it ringing? All right.
Go.
All right. Caller, you say what? Who's on?
Hello.
Mark?
Yes.
Hey, what's up? It's my brother-in-law. So we want to know what's your favorite sitcom of all time, your favorite episode, and your favorite character. Quick.
Yes. Yes.
Dead air is bad for ratings here, man. You're live on the radio.
we're giving you
Yeah.
your chance.
All right. I would say my favorite sitcom of all time is probably Seinfeld.
Okay.
Seinfeld?
I
Yeah,
know
we
that's
talked
an
it
easy
already.
answer.
You have a particular
Favorite
episode?
One of my favorites was when George was working for the Yankees.
Yeah.
And just realized he didn't have to really work and he could just.
All right, Mark. We got another call patching in. Thank you.
We're on.
All right, you're on the radio.
Who do we have?
Who do we have here?
This is John, JD.
Hey, JD.
What's up? Who is it?
Nothing much. You guys sound great tonight. Congratulations on the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for calling in.
You have a favorite comedy sitcom of all time?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, you guys stole All in the Family from me, but, there's definitely a number 2. I'd say Mark and Mindy. That's
Mork
kind
and
of
Mindy.
hilarious.
Wow.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
That was a good one.
I would put that as one of the
The
worst.
man in that show, he made that,
Yeah, nah.
100%.
100%. Well, that made Robin Williams.
Robin Williams was very good at it, but I honestly have seen some episodes.
Although I'm gonna have a big take right here. What do they call it?
A hot take?
A hot take.
A
I
hot
have
take.
a hot take.
Here comes Ron's hot take.
My
Yeah.
hot take.
We're dying to hear that.
Robin Williams is not funny.
So
Robin Williams is not funny. He is. I don't think
He's a
done.
comic genius.
He is not. He annoys the shit out of me, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it would be past tense now.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, Mork and Mindy to me, that's like the ultimate jump the shark show.
As,
Because
it jumped
they
the shark in the second episode, personally.
Yeah, where they brought in the Jonathan
Jonathan
Winters.
Winters to be
Winters and
his
his massive
their
egg.
kid.
What was
he was
the
wearing a
na-
diaper.
What was the
Exactly.
name? I put it on our show.
Murph.
Murph.
Mork and Earth. It was a combination of the
Oh.
two planets.
I hate to say it, but that's probably up there worst show. I wouldn't say that's the best show, but that's a good one though. How many years was
for
Mork
like
and
an
Mindy?
8-year-old kid? I loved it, but
Put another
Yeah,
call
hold
and
on.
patch him in. Well, the phone lines are burning.
Literally. All right.
All
do we
right,
have?
who do we have here?
This is Saul.
Hey, Saul, what's up, bud? This is my Rutgers friend. Hey, any news today? He's the doppelganger.
Oh, for Joe
Yeah,
Spinell.
like,
Okay.
we got 3 Smiths, I think, overall, but that's all I heard about.
I heard they got some twins for Rutgers football.
They did.
And
They got 2
All right.
twins, almost 4-star.
all right, so what's
Move
your?
on.
I know you're a big Seinfeld fan. So
I'm a big Seinfeld fan, so yeah, Seinfeld is definitely number one. I don't know if you can include not Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad.
well, Breaking
as
Bad's
a-
not a comedy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess I'm just throwing it in there as two.
well,
of my
maybe he
favorite
finds it
all-time.
funny.
But see, here's the other
Why?
thing. Is he still on? Is
Yeah,
Saul
he's still on.
So how do you define, besides the fact that it's situational comedy, like where would you put something like The Love Boat?
That's what I was going. I
Where
thought
would
of
the-
that
where would the
too.
Love
8
Boat
is
go?
enough.
8 is enough. The Love Boat, even fantasy.
Are they comedies?
Those aren't comedies. There's
But
no
they had
jokes.
laugh tracks in them.
Not Love Boat.
Yeah,
The
Love
Love
Boat had a
There's so
comment
many-
laugh
I
track.
would say
There was
Love
no
Boat's-
laugh track in Love Boat.
No, I don't. You're right. I don't think there was a laugh track necessarily, but Love Boat, you could be like 50-50. There's 50% comedy, 50%.
It's like romantic
drama.
comedy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, someone's saying we hear the phone ringing profusely on the audio.
Ah.
Are you still on the air?
We're ringing
yeah, Saul.
profusely.
Is there a way
Wow,
you can
hold on,
lower
hold
the
on.
volume
You
of
guys are busy.
the calling? There we go. Perfect.
Perfect.
We took care of it. Hey, so Saul, what's your favorite Seinfeld episode? Are you on?
We might have lost.
Who do we got?
Okay.
Next call.
I still hear we still hear the phone ringing. All right, who's on?
It's Ken Adams again.
Hey,
Ken.
what's up? How's it going?
What's your top?
Going good, man. You still can hear the phone ringing, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, we're working on it. What's your
All
top?
people hear is ringing.
What's your top?
Oh, there's nothing we can do about it?
What's your top show, Ken Adams?
Favorite TV show or comedy?
Well, like Jim, it was All in the Family, but a second one I'd have to say would be Friends.
Ah,
Okay.
Oh, of course, Ron's got a contrarian view on Friends. Who's your favorite character on Friends, Ken Adams?
Joey.
Who else?
Well,
course.
exactly. For those that don't know, Ken Adams is Joe Spinello's
Alter ego.
alter ego.
Alter ego.
Yes, exactly. Well, what about other than Friends and All in the Family? You have a third dark horse in there?
2.5 Men.
2.5 Men. All right, that works.
That was a really good one.
That works.
All right, take the new call. Call back, Joe.
All right.
All right,
Who's up? Go ahead. You're live.
you're live.
And they hung up.
Okay. Back to banter.
All right. Is that something we could work on? I wonder.
What, the sound?
Yeah, the
The
problem
they're
is
hearing the phone ring.
everyone's saying they're hearing the ringing of the phone.
Yes.
Because that's the way the phone system's set up. It's not me, I didn't do it, it's the phone system.
Okay.
Because but what?
Can we close the door?
Maybe we should stop the calls for now.
Patch him in. All right, who's this? You're on live.
This is Maria.
Oh, it's Maria, I think.
Hey, Maria. I'm gonna guess it's BattleBots your favorite.
No, I know it. I know what she's gonna pick. But Maria, what's your favorite TV show? Comedy.
The middle.
The Middle.
Middle. Okay.
The Middle. That's the one with Patricia Heaton.
Oh, from
Yeah. Very good show. But again, it jumped the shark after after the fourth season. I thought it got pretty bad, Maria.
Yeah.
What's your favorite episode? The
My
bunny?
favorite episode is the bunny.
I know you like the bunny
bunny.
episode.
And this was it.
All right, bring the next one in.
All right,
Thank
we're gonna
you,
go to
Maria.
another caller, okay?
All right,
Who's
you're
up?
you're on.
Hey guys,
Who we got on?
this is Liam.
Hey,
Hey,
Liam.
what's up,
All
Liam?
right, Liam.
Okay,
Liam, what's your-
you can just turn this guy out.
No. Liam, what's your favorite comedy show on television or cable?
Probably The Office, but I have a question.
Oh, The Office.
Oh,
The
that's
Office.
excellent.
That's
there
a
you go.
great one.
That's one we haven't talked about yet.
Okay.
What's your favorite Office episode? I have two that are.
Either the one where they bring what's her name back to her work. I have no idea.
You're not being very descriptive, Liam. It's,
I'm going to give you my two favorites. One is I think everyone likes is the Office Party. I mean,
Yeah.
not Office Party.
You're talking about
the
where they have them all together for like the
no
going away celebration?
when Michael hosts a dinner at his house.
Oh, okay.
And he's living with Jan, and it's so awkward. Oh my God! Like he's sleeping at a dog bed at the foot of the bed.
Yes.
Oh, it's so awkward.
There you go.
It's like cringeworthy.
got-
And the other one is one of the ones towards the end, one of the last seasons, Junior Salesman, where they're interviewing for, where Dwight is now running the branch, and he's interviewing for his position, and he's got all his wacky friends interviewing for it. Oh my God.
There's a lot of hilarious.
I like the episode where it's Casual Friday. Yeah. And the woman Meredith
She's like
comes
she's
in
wearing no
like
bra.
a tube. She comes in like a tube dress.
Yeah.
And like her breast pops out. And they're going like, Meredith, we could see your breast. And then she pulls it up and they like blur out down here. And they're like, Meredith, you're not wearing any underwear.
It's
She goes,
casual
well,
Fri-
it's
one of-
Casual Friday.
One of the best recoined lines throughout The Office, my buddy Steve, who's in the chat, just said, "That's what she said."
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Did people
That is
say
a-
that before? That
my
or
point
did,
is that institutionalized it, especially with young kids. Like everybody and their brother, that's the one-liner. That's what she
Yes.
said.
it's a funny thing.
It is, even when it's out of context.
It's it was a phenomenal show. I didn't love Michael Scott. Like I thought
Yeah.
I thought his character
He was annoying.
Was very annoying. All the other ones are hilarious, but he's kind of, to me, he actually. I thought the show was better when
Creed is my favorite character.
Oh, yeah. Remember Creed? What he says, he's wacky.
I like when Meredith gets bit by the bat and he's going around collecting money with a card
Oh,
from
yes.
everybody, and then he
Yes.
throws the card in the garbage and pockets the money.
Pockets it.
Someone's calling in.
Got a caller.
Next.
All right, you're on. You're live.
Who's on?
Oh, they hung
They
up.
hung up.
It's a
All
crank
right.
call.
It's a prank. We're getting pranked now.
So I'm gonna do a couple trivia questions.
Go ahead, trivia question.
I got 5.
I can answer any trivia
Up.
question
We
you
got a call. We're gonna take it.
We'll take the call.
All right, you gotta lower your radio. You're on
Radio.
live.
You're on.
Okay, it's Barry.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Vered?
Yeah.
All right.
Barry
Now-
Burrid.
Barry.
Now, I get in trouble when I call you Vered. It's Vered.
It's Burrid.
Go ahead. And Barry, too.
Hey, how's it going? So what?
Hey, listen, guys. You guys are too young. You're missing a lot of the classic ones from when I was younger.
Well,
like-
go ahead.
like,
What's
Name
that?
one.
Charlie
All right.
Charlie
We
Chaplin.
didn't know they had TV when you were younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just invented it. All right, here we go.
Hogan's Heroes.
Charlie Chaplin.
I know
Are you
every
ready?
show known to
I
man.
Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy.
Okay, that's
I Love Lucy, one of the major classics.
And what
And obviously Lucy. And the two episodes I remember the best that were hysterical was when she was in the vineyard stomping grapes,
Yep.
Yes.
or when she was working on an assembly line.
Chocolate kisses.
Yeah, the
Lucy
chocolate.
Stuffing them all in her
Chocolate.
mouth and trying to keep up with
Chocolate,
it.
stuffing it in her mouth, stuffing it wherever she could stuff the chocolate.
My
There you go.
favorite episode in that is the one where she's doing the vitamin Vegemin drink and
Yeah,
she gets
Vitamin.
drunk.
That's. Any others?
Right.
You actually, we hear you on the radio.
I love. Can I give you two other shows I love?
Yeah.
One was Car 54, Where Are You?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That had
And the other one
Herman Munster and Grandpa
Yeah.
from the Munsters were both
Yeah,
in that
Al
together.
Muldoon.
Munsters is
and
a
Fred
good
Gwynn,
one.
And I forget the other guy, Joey Ross, or somebody played Gunther Tootie. That was great. And
Okay.
then the other one I loved was Phil Silvers in Sergeant Bilko.
Sergeant Bilko. I used to like
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island.
You know, if you watch,
yeah.
if you watch like Meet
I agree.
TV and those channels at like 3 a.m., you have like Dobie Gillis from. I mean, you want to talk about going way back. You know, Dobie Gillis. Does that ring a bell with anybody that's watching?
I know the
Behind
show.
the glass. We're getting a nod from behind the glass.
Warren
on Dobie
Beatty
Gillis.
was in that.
Dobie Gillis.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Well.
All right.
Jacksworth Osborne Jr. was in that. He was one of the characters.
See. Okay.
Well, thank you, Barry and Varid. It was good. I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
we
Love
missed.
your
Sorry we
Love
missed.
your show.
Sorry we missed you Friday.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better.
Uh,
We were not feeling well.
We'll
But
feel
it's
better.
good to be here, seeing you're here. Take care. Good luck.
Bye.
Okay.
All right.
I
So
love your show.
Let's
Well,
do some trivia questions.
I got 5. You don't even know the answer.
I haven't heard these questions.
So I got I got 10 questions.
So this is-
5 is TV show theme songs.
If you're watching
Oh, awesome.
on
Okay.
Facebook or YouTube, I think you have a chat. You could put
Yeah.
in answers.
Yeah.
Put the answers in the chat. We're monitoring the chat.
I'm going to answer. Me and Jim are going to answer as Ron reads them.
So I'm gonna. You don't have to answer them. Just give them a chance. Just you don't have to answer them right away. Just
Okay.
give them a chance to answer.
Sounds like a plan.
So I'm gonna put. It's a lyric in a theme song. They're pretty.
You're not going to burp it out or anything?
I might gargle one.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So here's 5. I'm gonna do the first one.
All right.
Well, the names have all changed since
I know
you've
it.
hung around, but those dreams
Ah, yes.
have remained, and they've turned around.
Was the #1 song in 1975.
Starts off easy. So.
Yeah. I hope they get harder, Ron.
And we talk about this, you know, he's probably one of the lead actors of the show who left the show and became really
He's like
famous.
the
Just like
only
trajectory.
actor we could really name that
Yeah.
came from a TV show and became a huge movie
Yep.
star.
Because
Definitely.
we talk
Definitely.
about this all the time,
Yep.
that back in the 70s and 80s, there were constant contract disputes. And people would leave their shows. We can name them all.
Suzanne Summers and Farrah Fawcett
all
and-
the MASH people.
Yes.
And you don't see that anymore. People stay to the end.
Yeah. Yeah. So for those that aren't on the Facebook chat, many people have already gotten it. So it's welcome back.
Welcome back, Cod, or John Sebastian. #1 hit, huh?
There you go.
That was the #1 hit.
And Epstein is from Metuchen.
Yes,
Ah.
I think Horshack
know
was.
that. I didn't
I
know
think Horshack was from New Jersey too. And
Horshack?
so I think
Horshack?
Horshack.
So my whole childhood, I was called Gabe Kaplan. That was, I mean...
You were called what?
Gabe Kaplan.
Oh,
Gabe.
Oh, okay. Thank you for
Not
clarifying.
Gay Kaplan.
I thought it was Gay
Kaplan.
Kaplan.
Kids show.
I mean, let's just.
All right.
Enunciation is.
We
important.
call him Gay Kaplan.
No relation, Steve. I remember Gabe Kaplan in the Battle of the Network Stars. He was a
He
great
was good.
athlete.
He was an
Oh,
athlete.
yeah. He was like one of the best. Him, I remember him, and I remember Grizzly Adams dominating. Remember the tug of war?
What was his name?
Dan Haggerty.
Haggerty.
All right, number 2. Opening line. I bet we've been together for 1,000,000 years, and I bet we'll be together for 1,000,000 more.
Another actor who went on to be a movie
Second one.
star, but due to an illness, his career in movies was cut short.
He, though, stayed in that even when he was huge. He didn't leave the show.
No,
He stayed in
he
it.
stayed on. He's like the only one to stay on a show
Yeah, that's true. That's
when
true.
he was doing.
Read that one again. We got
I
somebody.
bet we've been together for 1,000,000 years, and I bet we'll be together for 1,000,000 more.
That's
People are getting it.
Yeah, it's also generally what they say when we walk into MJ's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically the
And his family ties.
family ties. Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
And
No.
he stayed on the show the whole time he was doing the Back to the Futures and all those movies.
He's just consistent.
So remember he was on Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yes, with the stomping, but one of them was because of his condition.
Yeah.
And he
What
was,
did Larry David do that pissed him off? He was like making some type of, I forget what he did, but he ended up pissing off Michael J. Fox. How's he doing, Michael J. Fox?
I heard an article that he does not expect to live to be 80 years old. He thinks he's going to be gone before that.
I mean, who does anymore?
He's probably about 60 now, I'm guessing.
He was actually just on. There was a piece on CBS.
Tom Hanks, Joe said, guest starred as the drunk uncle.
Oh,
I guess
there you
in
go.
Family
Oh, yes,
Ties.
Uncle
There
Ned. He was an alcoholic uncle that Alex looked up to.
And I said,
And that was a great episode, by the way, with him. in
and
it.
Nick
Yes.
was in King of Queens.
Yeah.
Mike
I
Falago.
did not know that. But
Mike Falago in the chat put a good. He said the best TV lineup on Thursday night. So it was 8 p.m. The Cosby Show, 8:30 p.m. Family Ties, followed by Cheers, Night Court, and L.A. Law. Hey, L.A. Law had a pretty snazzy little soundtrack opening.
Yeah.
With the trunk slamming.
I think the number one, though, is Sunday night. I don't know what channel. All in the Family. Was it One Day at a Time? Alice
Yes.
and Jefferson?
Yeah,
Alice.
no,
Yeah.
there was
All right.
there was a
that-
they say the best lineup was like 1972 or something like that on Monday nights, and it was All in the Family. It was Mary Tyler Moore, MASH, Bob Newhart, and Carol Burnett.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
Carol Burnett,
Another
yeah.
good one was Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Three's Company.
Yes.
There you go.
That's a good one. So
Steve said it was CBS.
CBS was All in the Family.
Yep.
I mean,
MASH.
was all, yeah.
Yeah. They had the more serious sitcoms.
Now you can't even get. There were 4 sitcoms in one day, in one time. Now you can't even have one.
And you know
One
what's
good one,
funny? I'll
yeah.
give you a little knowledge here. There was a year, I think it was like 1971, and they did away. CBS had all these like rural comedies, Green Acres, the Beverly Hillbillies. It had like all those shows, and they just swept them all off the air.
Petticoat Junction.
Petticoat Junction. They just got rid of them all in one year, and
It just didn't fit the mold anymore.
you know.
All right.
What's the next one?
Number 3.
Make it a little harder, Ron.
I'm trying. This one's probably easy. Not getting hassled, not getting hustled, keeping your head above water.
Making a wave when you can.
Temporary layoffs.
Good time.
There we go. All right. Fantastic.
Easy credit rip off.
Yeah. That was actually a trivia question in and of itself, that people didn't know what the correct lyrics were.
So Greg made a good question here. He goes, Taxi was after Three's Company. Taxi was ruined because they kept
They
changing
moved
the
it from
night.
channel to
Yeah,
channel.
bounced all over the place.
Frank mentioned WKRP. That they did too.
They used to
Yep.
do this where they would change network.
Yes.
They would change times, and you could never figure out when the show. And back
Now
then,
a show goes on TV and it stays for 10 years on one network,
But back,
one channel.
but back then,
Well, now it's
time.
called Netflix.
you would get the TV guide. And that TV guide was your Bible.
Literally,
Yes.
Like
literally,
if that wasn't in the TV guide, you had no clue anything was on.
I still get TV Guide.
You still do?
I still do.
Oh my God! I didn't even know
They even
They
make
still make
TV
the
guide?
small one.
They still make it. No, it's not small anymore. It's the regular size, but
No, but it used to be like.
I know.
It used to be like.
and
this.
it had the squared off. It was like a Reader's Digest.
You
looking.
do it because you like the crossword puzzle.
No, I don't do their crossword puzzle, but I like reading about TV,
Wow.
learning new shows that are on.
We used to get the TV.
I'm a
guide,
TV
too.
junkie.
All right. So that is good times.
Colleen's grandma loves the TV guide.
I didn't even know they had the TV guide.
Well, Colleen's
And then
grandma
the newspaper had the TV guide. It
Yeah.
was always like a junky
I used to like
version.
when cable used to. We used to get a little cable guide.
HBO had a monthly
You know,
cable guide.
and it would give you all the movies that are going to be on. It gave you
What about WHT? Remember before?
WAC, Wameco Home Theater.
There you go. Yeah.
We were talking the other day. HBO doesn't put on movies anymore. It used to be every.
They are now. I just saw Avatar. The new Avatar is going to be on Saturday night.
Oh,
I have
okay.
no interest in watching it, but you know,
Is it like 5 hours long?
it's probably 4.5 hours.
Well, there you go.
All right, next
question.
Number 4. Maybe this is a little harder. So while you're here, enjoy the view.
Keep on doing
what you do. So
Hang on
hold
tight,
on
we'll
tight.
pu- we'll
We'll
muddle
muddle
through.
through.
You don't know what it is?
Oh, I'm actually.
It starts out the first.
I can't stump you. You
the,
know
fir-
everyone.
the first line is.
All right.
So while
This
you're
is life, the one you get, so go and have a ball.
So while you're here, enjoy the view.
It's
Keep on doing what you do.
it's resonating, but I'm
So
not.
hold on tight. We'll muddle through.
We'll muddle through. I could picture Schneider on like a spinning wheel thing. It was.
It's one day at a time.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's not the main.
Is Schneider the coolest?
Nah, he wasn't the coolest, but
Gertaner got it.
Was
Couple of people
Schneider
got
the
it.
coolest landlord in all?
he
TV
wasn't the
history?
landlord. He was the superintendent.
He was kind of creepy when you think
He was
about it now.
like walking into like their apartment
with like 2 high school girls.
yeah,
kind of
like
creepy.
2 in the morning.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
John Littrow, hopefully I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, said WHT had Islander games.
Oh wow.
There you go. The score 1 for WHT.
I remember Island. See, you go way ahead of beyond me because I used to watch Island. The Nets. They were on the Sports Channel. If you remember, they used to have a channel. But one day at a time, I guess. She was. It was actually pretty groundbreaking at the time because they had. I forgot this other sister's name. She was always like the other sister.
Mackenzie Phillips.
She was going
Yeah.
through
Julie.
on the show
And in real life.
Yes.
and in real life.
Yes.
So
right?
was.
Well, on the show, I don't think she went through like any drugs
Oh,
or
she
anything.
didn't?
I don't think so, but the actress did. Yeah.
No, I think it was teen drinking in the show. I think it
She
was.
did go
there
through
was
something.
like that.
Did
But
she
in real
leave the
life,
show?
She had drug challenges.
Did she leave the show?
She left the show, came back, left. She got married on it. Then her husband stayed on it, and she had to leave because I think they had them get divorced. And
What was the one with the 2 brothers that got adopted by Mr. Drummond? You
oh,
No,
different strokes.
Different strokes. So Dana Plato
Oh yeah.
was
Yeah,
another one
she-
with
she
drug
had problems.
issues, and then she wound up, passing away.
All of them. Dana
Yeah.
Plato, Todd Bridges,
Todd Bridges.
shockingly still alive.
Yeah, and he did like armed robbery or something too. Todd
Yeah.
Bridges.
And Arnold. What was his problem? I guess
He was short.
he had kidney problems.
Yeah.
Is
He was the best at like mentally out of all of
we
them.
always say the little guy on TV, they all die young.
Webster.
What's his name just died from a family?
Adam Rich
Adam Rich
from
just died.
One Day at a Time.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
your wife, Ron.
Not
just
One
said
Day at a
that
Time. From It Is Enough.
all the different strokes, people are dead.
Every single one.
That's what Stacy said. Yeah.
Is Miss Garrett's? She must have just died.
She's not different strokes.
She was on Different Strokes.
She was on
before
it.
Facts of
Facts-
Life.
Oh,
So
before
Facts of Life was a
okay,
spin-off of that.
I
Facts
stand
of
corrected.
Life was a spinoff.
I didn't-
She was the
I didn't know that.
housekeeper.
I'll tell you.
Okay, that's right.
Speaking about Facts of Life, that Blair still looks terrific.
She does. I watch a show with her.
Oh, she does the collectibles or
on
something.
MeTV.
On MeTV,
Yeah,
she's got the
yes.
collectibles
It's a
show.
pretty good show.
Yeah.
She looks like she's still in her 20s.
Remember when she was on Survivor?
She was great in that.
Yeah.
So we're getting a trivia question thrown back at us.
All
And
right,
my
I want
my
this.
buddy Steve said, "Who wrote the theme song for Facts of Life?"
Ooh.
Is that Alan Thicke?
Ah,
I don't know. Well, Steve obviously knows. We'll see if he puts it in the chat.
Alan Thicke died.
Alan Thicke
How
might have
did he
done that.
die? That's a trivia question. You know how he died?
Wasn't it
no, I
like
don't.
like a John Ritter thing? Like some
Yeah.
it was like a heart ailment
Playing
that
hockey.
he didn't know he had, and he just dropped dead.
Yeah,
right?
playing hockey. He did a lot of theme songs. Didn't he do a lot of jingles?
He did jingles and stuff, yeah.
And he was in, what show was he in?
Steve said you're right.
Growing Pains.
Growing Pains.
Yeah, it was Alan Thicke apparently.
It wasn't?
No, it was.
Oh, it was.
My buddy Steve just said bingo. So
All right, here's the fifth one.
All
You
right.
can't stump me on TV.
I agree.
This is actually a really good song. Now, you don't, just, you keep your mouth shut. You get it before everyone says it. Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement, you show it.
Yep.
You
yeah.
know it?
Yeah, I do. Give me a second. Well, let's see who puts it in the chat too.
The song is called Love Is All Around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know it. Okay.
Well, it's you, girl, and you should know
Yeah,
it.
You're gonna make it after all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
With each glance and every little movement.
Yep. Greg
That's
Sampson
that's
got
actually
it.
a pretty
That's
good
a great song.
Samson got it right away. So did Hillary. Gracie.
So
Judith.
Who could turn the world on with a smile?
they actually just have
Mary
they have on
Tyler Moore.
HBO now a Mary Tyler Moore documentary. I don't know. Did she have
Okay.
anything interesting in
I-
her life?
I don't know.
I didn't watch Mary Tyler Moore, but that is a good song. I remember it.
She was pretty old on that.
You know, I have these memories because I was young and my mother always watched it, and it was at night. I remember hearing it from her room. I used to hear that theme song, and I always remember it used to be on 11 o'clock or 10. It used to be on before my bedtime. So I associate that song
So
to going to bed, and I get.
So there was the Mary Tyler Moore show. Right?
Yes.
That was the one with Ed Asner and,
Ed Asner,
and
yes.
Ted Knight and all those guys,
Yes.
right? And Captain Stubing before he was Captain Stubing.
Correct.
The spin-off was Rhoda.
Rhoda, Phyllis, and Lou Grant were all
Oh, Lou
spin-offs.
Grant. Oh,
Yes.
that's right. I forgot about
But
Lou
Lou Grant's not a comedy.
It's not a comedy. That might be
all
the
right.
only spin-off from a comedy to have a drama
To not be a
spin-off,
comedy.
but I don't
Okay.
know.
There you go. All right.
Here's a trivia question. Eric, call in.
Yeah,
Come
Eric.
in. Call in now. There's no one on. If you want to call in and give us the trivia
He's going to give
question.
us a live on-air trivia question.
So I have to wait for
You
him to
gotta
call?
wait. He's gonna call in.
Well, while he's dialing, we can.
So my next 5 questions are sitcom pets.
Oh, that's a cool category.
I'm gonna
Sitcom
name
pets.
the sitcom.
right.
Or should I name the pet? Nah, it's name the sitcom.
Yeah.
You tell me. Up.
Well,
All right.
That's
Let's
probably
see,
Eric.
Booker Tanner. Let's see.
What's up, Eric?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Eric.
How was your vacation? You want you to go fishing?
It was a fishing trip, a quick one, but it was great. I literally I took a nap and I forgot, Ron, and I was like, let me get on. You guys sound great.
You're really an outdoors guy.
He is.
Yes,
So lay the
I
trivia
try,
question
but I
on us.
also am a TV junkie, and grew up doing the same stupid stuff you guys did, watching a lot of TV and listening to music. So you ready for the trivia? Let's see if
Let's see.
Ed's as good as he says.
Go ahead.
Stumping Ed is not easy.
Stump Ed. Go ahead.
I'm sure I'm not going to stump him, but can you name all the spin-offs from All in the Family?
We were just talking about this. Well, there was
Maude?
Maude. There's the Jeffersons. Okay,
Oh,
and there was
I
one
missed
with
it.
Sally
Oh my God,
Struthers,
okay. What else?
Called Gloria.
And then
And
Archie's
then
Play.
Good Times was a spin-off of Maude. So if you count that,
And Archie's Play.
and
You
then
do
Archie
count
Bunker's
that.
Place,
Archie
if you
Bunker's
count
Place,
that, they ended All in the Family and continued it as Archie Bunker's Place. Did we hit them all?
Damn it.
I think we named a couple he
He's
didn't even
got
know
it.
about.
No, I knew about the other ones. I didn't.
you know
I
that
didn't
Sally
expect you guys
Struthers
to get
had a
the
show
good
called
times off of
Gloria?
Maude.
And I apologize if you guys already talked about it.
No, we didn't. He meant offline we were talking
What's your
about.
favorite show?
Offline, okay.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah. Well, what about you? What's your favorite show?
Of those or all
No,
of them?
anything.
In general.
In general. It's a general question.
God, I mean, there's so many great ones as a kid. I mean, I as far as comedy, I think All in the Family was great. Happy Days was, I don't know, something about fun to watch. I didn't think it was really particularly funny. But that's the thing about those shows. I didn't think that some of them were exactly funny. They were just like
were funny
something
when we
cool
were
to watch,
kids.
I think.
They were funny when we were
But,
kids.
They're not funny anymore. If you
No,
really
definitely
watch
not.
some
They
of
don't.
them,
They don't stand up. That's for sure.
You know.
But if you like, there's one. I remember when I was a kid. I turned on. Remember, Too Close for Comfort.
Yep.
Yes.
And the first episode of that is really funny. I mean, I didn't like the show particularly, but the first scene, if you actually YouTube it, the first 2 minutes of Ted Knight with that alarm clock is hysterical.
Was the character Monroe a regular on it from the beginning?
Yes.
He came late. He was introduced later in, I don't remember when. He wasn't originally, I don't think he was in like the first couple. He was introduced as a friend to the girls somewhere. And then eventually, I think it became, the girls were off the show, and I think it became like the Ted Knight show later in its years. It was, I believe that's what happened. It was like a weird transformation.
That's interesting.
What was Ted Knight's job?
He was.
Oh, he was a cartoonist.
He was a cartoonist for
Excellent.
Cosmic Cow.
Look at that. Eric with the details.
Getting back to Happy Days, if you rewatch that now,
You know, the
Fonzie
first
was
couple
kind of
seasons of it were pretty cool. It was like that, it was a little more serious. It was a retro idea of the 50s and everything.
Yeah.
Once like Fonzie took off, the ratings skyrocketed, but the quality of the TV
but
show.
Fonzie was supposed to be some cool guy. If you're really that cool, why are you hanging out with high school
I know.
kids?
I know.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean,
And
they're not even cool high school
They
kids.
weren't even the cool high school kids. Well, that's why he
there was
needed
some
to hang out
ridiculous
with them.
Things in there
He
with the
needed to
leather
protect
jacket.
them.
You know, he had that on in everything, and when he was jumping the shark, wearing the leather jacket really was the most uncool moment in probably TV history. But you're right, it was a great. There was a show. It really wasn't funny. It was like something cool about it.
100%.
Jumping. How many garbage cans did he jump? Or was it garbage cans? Or
No,
was
he jumped. It was like buoys. No.
No, it was garbage.
Oh, he jumped garbage cans.
It was like this.
Maybe I
It was
jumped a garbage
garbage
can when I was a
cans.
kid. Maybe it wasn't that.
It
I
was
don't know.
garbage cans.
Yeah, it was garbage cans. It was garbage
I
cans.
think 13.
I don't think he really was doing it.
I like the Demolition Derby episode with Pinky Tuscadero.
Oh, that's a
Let
great
the
one.
pigeons loose.
There you go.
With the Malachi brothers.
The Malachi brothers.
There was Pinky Tuscadero and Leather Tuscadero.
And Leather Tuscadero.
Yeah, Leather Tuscadero.
And Leather Tuscadero was that's what's her name? The real
Susie
singer.
Quattro.
Yeah.
Guys
Yeah.
were all over it.
So, well.
And what was the bad? I mean, what spin-off other than, obviously this one, the off of Happy Days, other than Laverne and Shirley?
Well, Mork and Mindy was a spin-off of it.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the one.
Joni Loves Chachi was a spin-off
Oh.
of it.
Oh, God,
That's
that
true.
was horrible. That
And
just was horrible.
they sort of had a spin-off called Blansky's Beauties.
Jesus.
Wow.
Amazing, Ed.
Yeah. G knows this. Nancy Walker. She was in one episode of where she played the father, Howard Cunningham's aunt. And then they gave her a show where she ran some hotel in Las Vegas or something.
Ed's like an oracle.
I
It's
am.
like I'm sitting here in awe of your knowledge.
This is what you get from reading TV Guide.
One could also say you have too much time on your hands, but that's perhaps another topic for another show.
We've
right.
got to use Ed's knowledge for something
All
other
right.
than
If
trivia.
Ed could harness that TV knowledge and
That's
put
what
it
I mean.
No,
towards,
we could find
I could put it to
Monetize
evil,
and turn it into
evil
something.
destroying the universe.
if you could put it to
monetizing,
something that was
monetizing.
actually useful,
Right.
You know, you can imagine with it's like George when he was not preoccupied with sex.
Yes.
And they had the lettuce, and he goes,
He becomes the genius.
Now, even though
So if you don't watch TV, you could probably recite the theory of relativity. You might be like...
he's like a savant.
Yeah.
This is like Rain Man squared.
So.
Hey, Steve wants to know, why did Mr.
Oh, Scott Baio. Let's see. I think Scott Baio was on Blansky's Beauties.
Oh, look at
before
that
he
from
became
Hillary.
Chachi.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I ever really watched Blanche.
Someone mentioned Charles in Charge was Rutgers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it was. Yeah.
So Steve wants to know, why did Mr. Cunningham wear a three-piece suit to his hardware store? That's an excellent observation.
That is a good question.
Back then, everyone wore suits.
Not a three-piece suit.
Well,
To work in a hardware store?
Everyone. You just wore a suit.
All right.
You know?
Well.
Happy Days was kind of a sort of a spin-off of Love
Love American
American
Style. It was. There was an episode called Love and the Happy Day, and they used they had that on it on Love America Style, and then when they decided to do Happy Days about 3 years later, they put scenes of that in one of the episodes in flashbacks.
Okay. All right.
Pretty interesting. All right.
When I was
Not
homesick
really,
from school and that came on, Love American Style, I couldn't get that off fast enough. There had to be something I couldn't understand.
They're
it,
pretty
I guess.
bad.
It was a little bit old for me.
Isn't this the
What
point?
was one last before I go? This is an easy one. I know Ed's going to get it, but whatever happened to Spike in Happy Days?
Oh, Spike.
I guess they got Chachi and decided Spike was not necessary anymore.
Yeah, I mean, they got rid of Spike.
Because Spike was only in about 3 episodes, but
He wasn't in a lot of them.
Now,
I
who was
guess he didn't
Spike?
take off with the leather
he
jacket.
was Fonzie's nephew, and he wore a leather jacket just like
Yeah,
Fonzie,
yeah,
the
that's
T-shirt and
right.
the leather jacket.
Right? He wanted to hook up with
with Joni.
With Joni
He
before
had-
Chad.
He went on a date with Joni, and
Yeah.
they go, "She's only 13." Yeah, but she's built like she's 14.
Yeah. Then Howard almost had a heart attack right there. Exactly.
He was in more episodes than Richie's brother.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck.
All right.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
I'm gonna let
Eric.
you guys
Good to
go.
talk to you.
Awesome, Eric.
Keep going.
Take care, buddy.
So now I'm going to name 5
Let's do the
sitcoms.
pets.
And you name the pets. You don't say anything. Because you'll know them all.
Do I get to say anything?
You could say it.
All right, let's go.
Full House.
The name of the pet or
Yeah.
the type of pet?
No, the name of the pet in Full
Oh
House.
Christ, I don't.
I think most of these are no, they're not all dogs. I think
Well, I know
actually
it's
they
a-
are.
I know it's
no,
a
they're
dog,
not
but I don't know.
three. They're not all dogs, but Full House. Someone got it already. Alf is not a pet, Dan. Actually, is Alf a pet?
He's kind of a pet. He was an alien that crashed, and then he starts living with a family.
And he ate cats.
Stacy loves Alf.
It's a terrible
That's
show.
Oh
Okay.
my God, it's awful.
right,
It
so-
is Comet.
Comet the dog.
Uh,
All right.
Frasier.
Oh yeah, the little.
Frasier.
I'll give you a
Oh,
hint.
Alf. She says Alf eats pets.
Yeah, Alf eats
He
cats.
eats cats.
Cats. He loves cats. Loves cats.
I'll give you a hint.
What?
Frasier's pet is the same name as somebody sitting here in this table.
I know.
I
It's a
never
Jack
watched
Russell.
Frasier.
It's a good show.
I didn't even like Cheers. Again, it's
You
I'm
didn't
very-
like Cheers?
No.
Oh my God.
No, I'm very weird with certain stuff. I don't
Oh
know.
boy.
But
How do you not like Cheers?
I didn't hate it. I just didn't think it was. I don't think a lot of stuff is funny. It's the problem. But Frasier was. Wait, Eddie. Someone did
It's
get it.
Eddie.
Eddie. All right. Oh, Scott got it too. Yeah. There you go.
Number 3.
And Greg Sampson.
Married with Children.
Oh.
That's a great. If we didn't talk about that.
No,
that's
but
that's
I'm
a.
trying to think of what it's called. The dog. He died in the middle of the show.
He
Oh, he
did.
did?
Yeah.
Was it sad? Did they make it a sad episode?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to think of
I didn't watch that regularly, but
I'm trying to think
more
of a,
interested
I'm trying to
in
think of a
reruns.
funny there was I'm trying to think off the top of my head a really good Married with Children episode.
Well, like 4 or 5 people have gotten it. It's Buck.
Buck.
Buck the dog from Married with Children.
So it is Buck. Number 4, Friends.
I guess you
that
mean
the-
Ross's pet.
Yeah, well, there's a pet in there.
Oh.
It was only in the first season.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
That's how much I know.
As long as this is, unless you're talking about Joey and Chandler had
What
a
about-
duck and a check,
what
but they
about-
just called it duck and check, I think.
What about Smelly Cat?
Smelly Cat wasn't a pet. It
Smelly
was,
Cat wasn't a pet. She wrote a song.
She
about
wrote the song about it.
Smelly Cat.
Yeah. Marcel, is that what you're looking for? The monkey?
Marcel the
Yeah.
monkey. People are getting it. Yeah.
Gillis got it. Brett Howard got it. A couple. Yeah, here it goes. Samson. Yeah, everybody's got it.
And the last one, Green Acres.
Oh, Green Acres. Okay.
And this has to be one of the worst ideas.
Ever
For some reason, it
penned.
was funny,
Yeah.
but it had to be one of the worst ideas ever.
Somebody
To
walked
have
into
a
the.
pig walking around with like a sign around its neck that said things, and the pig just snorts, and people understand what it's saying.
Somebody went into a pitch room to executives, and someone said, "That's a fantastic idea. Let's do it."
You could just imagine like the TV executives, what ideas they didn't.
What did they
make
turn
on
down?
TV, you know?
Exactly.
So people got it. It's Arnold
the pig.
Arnold Ziffel?
Ziffler.
Is that the
I
name
think,
of
Ziffer?
Oh my goodness.
That was the family name, the family, and they had a pig,
Mm-hmm.
but they treated it like it was a member of the family.
Did I miss any really popular? Who's
Pets?
like? I mean,
I thought you were gonna do Tiger on Brady Bunch.
yeah, it's too
Oh.
easy.
Too easy.
Tiger, whatever happened to that dog?
Did you hear what happened in real life?
To Tiger?
Yeah.
I know the Brady Bunch house is for sale.
Well,
I saw it on the.
While they were filming, people noticed there's 2 different tigers, but it's supposed to be the same tiger. The real tiger got hit by a car.
Really?
Oh my God!
On the set while they were filming.
Really?
It got loose and ran out, and he got hit by a car, unfortunately.
My God, that's tragic.
The
That
Partridge family had a dog too. I don't remember its name.
You don't remember, Jay?
Partridge Family.
I,
Scott says he got canceled.
so before we move, we're going to talk. Our show is called
Hot
Topics, Cool Nostalgia. I actually like the cool nostalgia part. Ed likes the Hot Topics part.
I'm with Ed.
He
I'm
picked
with
a
Ed.
few topics
Yeah.
to talk about.
Well, I think it's a good
transition.
Yes.
And people want to, hear people's opinions on some of this
If
stuff.
someone wants to call in now, feel free to call while we're switching gears. But give me one of your hot topics.
Okay, the first one we're going to talk about is the national news story that has been going on, and I think this guy is actually turned himself into the police, and
Correct.
But it's his name's Daniel Penny. He's the Marine on the New York subway that actually strangled somebody in a chokehold.
Correct.
Accidentally?
Was that's
that's
kind of the
part of the debate, but-
question.
Why was he in a chokehold? I know nothing
the
about
guy,
it.
the guy. How don't you know about this?
I don't watch the
The guy was harassing people on a subway train, so
He
him
was-
and a couple of other guys grabbed him. He grabbed him around the neck, and the guy suffocated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So-
he was mentally disturbed, and this guy probably took it a little too far and didn't have to necessarily keep the guy in a chokehold.
Hey, Dan, feel free to call.
Do you think he was a good Samaritan, or do you think he was a vigilante type?
I mean,
Well-
since my opinion is he was more of a vigilante type because there's a million people on the train. He didn't have a weapon. He was just loud and like getting in certain people's faces. A bunch of people told him to sit down and shut up. This guy took it sort of to the next level. So
I heard people say if it happened on an airplane, there would have been no problem
We got a
with
call?
him doing what he did.
we got a
right.
caller.
Who's on?
Ed, way too hot of a topic, buddy.
What's up, Dan? Ed likes to be
Al?
controversial. I like to keep things light, but Ed wants to talk. Ed wants to tackle these important current events stuff. And,
This is not Fox News or MSNBC. Let's talk about important things like Alf. Alf was a pet. And Stacy's very smart for appreciating Alf. Okay?
yes.
That's the important topic, so let's discuss tonight.
You know, it's like you're like this is like the Seinfeld where they had the Merv Griffin
The
set.
Merv Griffin set.
And they had the topic, and they flushed the format. I don't know if this format is what people want.
Hey,
You know?
Dan also brought back Peter's tarantula in that Brady Bunch episode. He said it's the best pet ever. The tarantula.
Oh, the tarantula.
Yeah, remember that?
Yes.
Scary.
Very much
Hard.
so.
Really hard.
Does the tarantula count as a pet?
Sure, why not?
So I was telling Dan. So I met with I was up an advisor who works at Nationwide, and he literally lives around the corner from Dan. How weird is that?
Small
He
world.
lives 30 seconds away.
That's like a wild story. So I went to.
Small world. I'm sure you guys had a lot of things in common, though. I'm sure you had a lot in common to talk about.
So what's happening in Atlanta? Anything new? Anything new to report? What's your favorite show growing up? I know.
Well, I
Come
took
on,
it
Dan.
which it's kind of weird you didn't like, but I loved. Let me see. I mean, obviously, MASH. Jason Bateman. It's your move.
Oh, it's your move. You remember that, Jason?
Oh yeah.
I love that.
There's all right. That
Jason
that's pretty
Bateman.
cool.
That's a
Yeah.
Jason Bateman started in one of my favorites, Little House.
Yeah.
He played Jason. Was it Cassandra? Was Jason or
Did
Cassandra?
he go blind?
No, he was
blind?
Jason. Cassandra
He didn't-
was the sister.
Yeah, he didn't go blind.
James and Cassandra.
James
right?
and Cassandra. So
Yeah, James and
then
Cassandra.
he was in that, and then he was in. He was also in Silver Spoons.
Was he?
Yeah, he was his preppy friend, I think.
Yeah.
No, wasn't that we're
They,
talking about
Kurt
Rick?
Franklin.
I never really watched Silver
No,
Spoons.
he wasn't. Ricky Schroeder was in Silver
Yeah.
Spoons,
Yeah.
and he was his friend in Silver Spoons.
There you go.
Another sitcom is Jim Carrey. It's one on NBC called The Duck Factory. Loved it. Didn't last long, but knew back then he was going to be a star.
Oh.
Yeah, another
Anybody recognize that?
a show I used to like, which is really, and I talked to Ed about this, was we're going back. See, everyone goes back to they don't want the hot topics. They want the cool nostalgia.
You changed it.
Was Get a Life with Chris
Oh,
Elliott.
the
Yes.
Paperboy. Oh my God, that was my father loved watching
when he was a
that for some
paper
reason.
boy.
Yeah.
And he was like in his 30s.
Get a
So-
life.
I have to call Mr. Kaplan out here. He says he doesn't like a lot of comedies. Yet he would
I don't
laugh
like
at
some
any
of the
fart
big
joke
ones.
in the world. So I don't know his bar of comedy, but any fart joke would get him going. Yet he's not like Cheers. So little dichotomy here.
I didn't think
don't
Cheers
understand
was
the
that
hypocrisy.
funny.
It was a good show.
I mean,
Oh, my
it was the show was okay. There's
I
not
liked.
many.
You know what? I liked the early episodes. I liked when they had the guy coach.
Oh,
on
sure.
it.
Yeah, before he passed.
Yes.
And that's why he was written out, because he passed in real life. too.
Speaking of early episodes, Eddie, how about the first year or two of Happy Days before the laugh track?
Yes.
The films at Happy Days.
All right,
He had
so-
an older brother.
all right,
Older brother Chuck.
Dan, stay on for our next hot topic. What's our next
Okay,
hot
what's the
topic?
Next hot
Let's
topic. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron
Ooh, we're gonna
Rodgers.
talk
All
football.
right,
Aaron
there you
Rodgers
go.
goes to the Jets.
Yes.
Now, I have here what they traded him for.
All right.
Okay? The 13th pick. So that's a first round pick.
Yeah, but it was a swap. You already got it wrong, dude.
Oh, really? I saw it. It just said
They traded-
They get Aaron Rodgers and they give.
They swapped picks. The Jets had the 12th. The Packers had the 13th. They just swapped one pick. So yeah, they didn't give up much for Aaron Rodgers. They gave up. It's basically they gave up next year's #1 draft pick if he plays more than 12 games.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
it's going to come down to.
And it's not even really a first round pick. It comes between the first and second round they get.
It's the first round Jets' first round pick if he plays
I was
12
told. I
games.
was told it comes. It's a conditional pick comes between the first and second round.
If he plays 12 games.
Yes.
He'll play
65%
If he
of the
doesn't
game.
play
He'll-
those, if he doesn't
he's
do
gonna play
that, it'll
12
be a
games.
second round pick. if he plays all those games, the pick should be later in the draft, and
Yeah.
it shouldn't matter.
So what's your thought? I mean, are they going to do well with him?
They're going to win.
They can't do worse.
They can't do worse.
Right?
How many games did they win last year?
7?
It was-
7? Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah, but they
it's not
lost
good
like
either.
6 in a row at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
And they won 7 with the worst quarterback play in the whole of NFL.
And then you got Geno Smith.
But talk about not unfootball related. The one thing you got to like about Aaron Rodgers is how he's assimilating himself to the New York culture.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
What is that? What you mean by wearing a?
He's gone to all the Knick game. He went to the Ranger game.
He was
went
dancing
to,
at Taylor Swift.
I know. I don't like Taylor Swift either. But
I have a question and a comment. Is peyote a banned substance? And the comment is, just like Aaron Rodgers, Ron would not mind going on a retreat by himself for 4 days.
in a dark room. He goes to a dark room for, yeah.
Maria should have been calling in now for the Aaron
True.
Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Maria, if you're out there, call in.
No, the Jets. I don't want to talk too much sports, but
Yeah.
the Jets had to do something. They're the worst. They now the number one team in sports as far as not making the playoffs.
You were so high when they got the last quarterback.
Well, Wilson, yeah, I thought, but he's been a bust. They needed a quarterback. I wasn't that high.
So how?
I think
very high.
I think you're mixing him up. Darnold.
Oh, is that?
Oh,
the one you
yeah,
were really
Sam
high
Darnold.
on?
Yes,
Sorry about
I
that.
wasn't high on Wilson. It was Darnold I was high on.
So what's the
Hey,
overall?
there's a sitcom tie here. Joe Namath on the Brady Bunch. There
That's
you go.
true. And
Everything
Deacon
is
Jones.
related.
Deacon
Everything's
Jones
related.
on The
Deacon
Odd
Jones.
Couple. He did the shaving commercial on The Odd Couple. That's
All right,
right.
what's your next hot
Okay.
topic? You could stay on, Dan.
All right, we're moving on. Did you hear about this, Jim? The Virginia middle school
Yeah.
that they found out that they had a underground fight club.
I did hear about this. Yes. That's,
Okay, I'm not even asking Ron because I know Ron has no.
We've been losing people ever since your hot topic.
You know,
All right, just
Well-
on a side note.
yeah. So you've heard about this?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
it's actually pretty disturbing, mildly disturbing. That
It was
they-
actually happening.
'Cause it's a
in-
middle school, for
It was
crying
actually
out loud.
happening in people's garages. The
Yeah.
parents were allowing it.
Where was this?
this
Down
is-
south?
in Virginia.
out-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's down-
well, shocker there.
Well, I mean,
Well, Virginia's not really south.
it's not
but-
south.
Dan, what's going on down south?
University of Georgia players get in trouble every day. It's become the program.
Yeah.
James Caan movie, the program. That's what UGA is these days.
What happens at middle school fight club stays at middle school fight.
I mean, how would you feel if your kids were involved in this?
Well, I mean, one could argue that some of them. Well, never mind. Let's move
Ro-
on to the.
Jim is saying if my son's winning, hey, I'm all for it.
Listen, most people that know Jim Logan realize I'm being completely out of character, restrained at the moment. So let's get back to the next hot topic.
Yeah, we already got complaints. So,
What do you mean we got
No,
complaints?
that's a line
complaining.
from Fight Club.
oh, we shouldn't talk about
Yeah,
that.
you don't talk about that,
Oh,
right? Get it?
I'm like,
Come on, Ron.
I don't get
Jesus.
it.
What's the
Greg,
next question?
That's over my head.
Okay, next question. Official sandwich of New Jersey.
Oh,
Now that's a good.
that's a good
What
question.
what would you call?
Is this the debate about pork
This
roll
was
versus?
this was a magazine put
Yeah.
out an article where they put
Right.
an official sandwich from every state. We're looking at New Jersey. What would you count?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pork roll, right? Pork roll.
That-
egg and
that
cheese.
makes
Breakfast
sense,
sandwich,
doesn't it?
Egg and pork roll. Egg
Yeah,
and pork roll.
yeah, like it's sort of like interchangeable.
Pork roll or what's the other?
The ham.
I also thought
or-
Italian hot dog, maybe.
No, New Jersey
Yeah,
Italian hot dog? No.
No.
but it's not. It's neither, by the way.
Oh, okay. So
What was the other name for Taylor ham?
Taylor ham.
Is that the answer?
No, Taylor ham and pork roll is
It's
the
the
same
same
thing.
I know.
thing.
Taylor is the company that makes.
Well, I
So
know.
what's the
I know
answer?
when you
A
go
brand.
into a diner, there's a bunch of different names in a Jersey diner, like the Happy Waitress.
Yes.
What is a Happy Waitress?
I think it's grilled cheese with tomato.
What's the soup du jour?
Soup du jour. It sounds great.
That sounds great. I'll have a cup of that.
I'm trying to think what else in New Jersey. I think New Jersey, obviously, is known for pizza. It's
For sandwiches.
But for sandwiches, how about bagels? Is there a bagel involved in it?
A bagel.
So, story to tell you guys. I was umping today, and I go for a break, and I went to this place in Old Bridge, something Bagel Nosh. I forgot the name. I want to give them a plug.
I'm going to be going.
I'm
going to
give him a plug, but I don't remember the name of
It's
the.
on Route 516. I go in, and the guy goes, "Your money's not good here." Because I was in my full umpire gig. He goes, "I got a kid who plays baseball. I know what you guys go through," and gave me a free lunch.
Wow.
I'm getting an umpire outfit tomorrow.
Ed already has to borrow
and
my
I'm going to be
shirt.
going there at least 3 times a week.
He's gonna get three free bagels.
Hey, my money is no good there. I might as well go.
There you
By
go.
the way,
Well,
we
Ron
need
will
some
go there daily
sponsors.
now. Ron will go there daily.
We need sponsors here. Dan, you know of any sponsors for us? You're a big high. You schmooze with the big shots. You got to get us a sponsor for the show.
I could get a sponsor from Nostalgia, but not Hot Topics.
Yeah, that's
Too hot.
too risky, right?
So
There
what
you
is the what's the?
Okay, so they picked an Italian hoagie.
Oh, so
an
a
Italian
sub, Italian sub. All right. Well, I mean, that's sort of generic,
You know,
right?
which I don't even know really what they count as an Italian sub.
Well, basically, at a
Ham,
minimum,
salami, capricola.
yeah, a little prosciutto.
You know,
that would be. I mean, there's like a configuration of that. You know, you could do almost anything and call it an Italian sub.
and then let's finish it up with Tina Turner.
Well, that's what about Tina Turner?
What about it?
She's
She
dead.
died.
Jesus.
We're like Big John. We have to throw in a dead
Oh yeah,
person.
where is Big John?
He's not tuning in.
I don't really have anything to say about Tina Turner.
Hey, better be good to me.
Actually, I
Going Low.
want to go back
Two
to the
great rock
sandwich.
songs.
Hold
Two great
on.
rock songs, right?
Go back to the sandwich.
I actually watched on it was Netflix or HBO Max the story about Subway, the Jared story.
Before he
about
became
him molesting.
Before he was
Crazy!
a pedophile?
I didn't know that.
Of course,
I had
everybody knows this.
I had no clue about
Ryan is not
this.
up on current events.
No, I am not.
I know.
Neither when they were current nor historically.
That is
apparently.
insane.
I say Tina Turner, and he goes, "What about her?"
Right. She's dead.
She died last week.
I still think the best song, believe it or not, I mean, she's got a lot of great hits. I think the best song was the one she did for the soundtrack with Mad Max, Beyond Thunderdome.
I like that song.
Right? We don't need
Good
another
song.
hero.
We don't need another hero. I like that song.
It's got a good, like, sort of riff to it. It's a...
Personally, my favorite is that Simply the Best.
Yeah, a couple of people have put that in the chat.
Did they?
Yep. Simply the Best has shown up in the chat a couple of times.
But I will give her a lot of credit for her version of Proud Mary.
Yeah, that's actually a good
Is that
version.
rolling down the river?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is like so different than the Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh,
version.
totally. Yeah, she takes it to like
Completely
another
different.
another
How they
level.
start out slow, she
the
talks in
prime
it.
spot on
Hey,
Live
Carol
Aid.
knew the
Jack and
bagel
Tina Turner.
place. It's called Bagel Boy.
Is that what it's called? Carol knows it? Carol knows anything with food.
Carol, you're our food expert. So.
Ron, about 20 people put that in the chat.
Oh.
Bagel Boy.
I'll tell you.
But you're giving Carol the credit. for
Everybody
like-
knows it, Ron. They're all going with their umpire gear, getting free bagels.
There's going to be 70 umpires at Bagel Boy tomorrow.
I actually get laughed at by my niece. She hasn't done it recently, but she's done it in the past. Because when I say the word bagel, I say bagel. I put it like an E sound.
Okay.
Does it really sound that much different? Bagel and bagel?
I really haven't considered that.
I know. But when I say it, I say bagel.
It's bagel.
Okay.
A.
It's A, and I say it with an E.
Hey, tomato.
And
tomato.
I said to her, like, if somebody said scrambled eggs or scrambled eggs, I mean, does it really sound different to you? You know, but she really used to tease
giving you a
me
hard
about
time
that.
about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some you learned on trivia on Friday.
We have
Someone's
a
calling.
caller. Here we go. Another caller coming in.
Who's on? You're on.
Hi,
Who's this?
this is Carol.
Hey,
Hey,
Carol.
Carol, we were
What's
just
up?
talking about you.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Carol's Kevin. What are you saying about me?
so Carol, tell us your 3 favorite restaurants in the Middlesex.
Tell that guy there with you that I don't know who it is. Tell him the reason I got credit because I answered first, Bagel Boy.
That's it. I gave her credit.
Okay.
Carol.
Sorry, Carol.
Carol's the one who turned off the Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, Carol's the one who turned my music off at the complex. All right. So we have a symbiotic relationship.
Carol, I have to admit, that was a terrible thing to do.
What?
When
No,
you,
we're just
when
busting
you
your
came to
chops,
the when we did the porch trivia at the baseball field,
And after it was over,
and
you went
he had
over
the
and
music
shut my
playing
music off.
afterwards, and you went over to like I guess turn it down, and the whole thing
glad
went
I
off,
turned
and you
it
just walked away.
I thought it was funny, Carol. I'm
It
giving
was
you thumbs
funny,
up.
but
Ron thought it was funny because it pissed me off. That's why he thought it was
Jim
funny.
still refers to you as the lady who turned off my music.
Yes, that we got. Hey, he's got to have it so loud like people are deaf. Well, I'm an old lady and I can hear real good.
No worries.
It was
It's
too
all good.
loud.
It's all
Sorry,
good,
it was
Carol.
Too loud.
It's all
So,
good, Carol.
so Carol, what do you have to say? Anything besides that?
What's your
No,
favorite comedy, Carol?
Are you doing hot topics or nostalgia?
Go for it.
Either. What do you want to talk
Whatever
about?
you want to put out.
Well, I'm real old, so I remember my little Margie and our Miss Brooks. Eve Arden, she was the principal from Greece. This is 50s stuff.
By the way, Carol, that's also our Miss. What is it again about Miss Brooks? I forget the
Our Miss Brooks, she's a high school teacher.
Yeah.
She's,
That was with Eve Arden, wasn't it?
Yes, that's also on at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on TV. Land.
This is Jim's whole thing. Knowledge of TV shows comes from
Overnight.
middle of the night.
Overnight, yeah.
On Me TV
Or
and
TV Land.
Antenna TV
Yeah, exactly.
and TV Land.
Yeah.
So Carol, Carol knows a celebrity. You want to tell everybody who you grew up with?
The football player.
Eastman, Drew Pearson, football
Oh,
players.
okay.
From
That's
South
pretty cool.
River, high school, Rams.
Wow.
She went to high school with Joe. I call him Theismann, but
I call him Thiesman. He was
Joey
Thiesman in South
Thiesman.
River.
That's what she used to refer to him as. Joey
and what
Thiesman.
happened with Joe Theismann and his wife? That was a pretty crazy story you told us.
Well, he was married to several, had several wives. Which one you referring to? The first one?
The one he really, you said, didn't you say like one of them? I forget what happened. I don't know.
This is before or after his leg incident.
I think it was before.
Okay.
So.
Oh, well, when he broke his leg, when Lawrence Taylor broke his leg,
Yeah.
he was having an affair with that Kathy Lee Crosby, and yeah, it was kind of ugly.
Ooh.
It was all over People magazine.
She was
I felt
in.
sorry for his wife and his
She
kids.
was in That's Incredible, right?
Yes.
Was she?
Yeah, Kathy Lee.
With Fran Tarkington.
Yep.
Kathy Lee Crosby.
There were 3 of them. Who was and David something, right? There were 3 guests on that show.
Oh, those amazing animals or something? Or no, is that something
No.
else?
Which?
I don't
There
remember.
There were 3 guests, sort of hosts, I should say. 3 hosts, right?
That was the one with Fran Tarkenton?
Fran Tarkenton.
Yeah. I forget. I could see the gentleman's face, the other guy, but I can't. His name escapes.
I never really watched That's Incredible.
Okay.
Oh wow, it's already 9:30.
Yeah,
But we're gonna be wrapping this up. Anyone else? Thank you, Carol. Anyone else want to call? Call within the next minute or two. We're gonna be on only for about.
Bye.
Take-
Bye. I'll see you at Bagel Boy sometime.
Okay, Carol.
I wanted to give them a plug.
There you go.
Any last minute calls before we wrap up? Feel free to call now. But we're gonna probably next be on again. What is it, Gene? Like the first Sunday in July. It's not July 4th. The middle of the week, so it won't affect that. We'll be on, and we're gonna be on once a month through the summer, and then when the fall hits in the winter, we plan to be on more, twice a month. I don't want to bore people too much in the summer because I know people want to do their own thing. So.
Oh, thanks, Greg. Yeah, John Davidson was the.
John Davidson.
John Davidson,
Yeah, John
yes.
Davidson. Thank you. There you go.
John
Frank got it,
Davidson.
too.
He was on Tattertales. Oh no,
No,
that's Bert
that was
Convy.
Bert Convy.
But John Davidson did a lot of
Yeah, he had his own show, a John Davidson show.
That's right. Yep. And Colette actually threw out there, she said that Theismann changed the pronunciation of his name to rhyme with trophy. So Heisman, Theismann, trophy. There you go. That's a pretty cool factoid, right?
But Jim, thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me. This was a blast.
Hopefully everyone had fun.
This was a blast.
Any ideas for next one? Feel free to put it on our page. Try to be creative. I don't know. I know everyone likes movie lines. Everyone loves that. I've gotten requests for that. People love movie lines, so maybe we'll do that. I wish we could do more music without being kicked off of Facebook, but that just is not an option.
Yes,
we
Scott.
need people to.
Scott, it'll be on
What we want is
replay on
we want
YouTube.
everybody to start weaning off of Facebook and going on to YouTube.
We want people to go to YouTube and subscribe to the page there.
Yeah.
Hot Topics, Cool Nostalgia. I mean, Facebook's not going to go away, but it gives us a little more flexibility. YouTube, we could curse and stuff like that.
Hey, so I got a question for Ed before we wrap. So since no one's able to stump you yet, so you remember in the late 70s, all through the 80s, the classic TV voice. Who's the name of the TV voice behind all the intros? Like whether it was
Parr?
Pretty much for. No, not Jack Parr.
I know who you're
This was
talking
for,
about. Pardo or
No.
Don Pardo?
Yeah, you're talking about Don Pardo. No, but I'm
Okay.
talking about the intro voice for let's say tonight, for the first time on network television, the 1975 thriller Jaws. Right? Like whose voice was that? It was that same really unmissable voice for every movie.
Is it somebody people know, or is it?
No, I don't even know what is. I'm thinking you, the Oracle.
I have no
might know.
idea.
Look
No.
at that! I just stumped Ed.
John Facenda?
We'll have to look it up.
You could put anything down. Nobody knows the answer.
You don't even know the answer, and you put in a question?
I don't know the answer, but
Don LaFontaine?
There's a couple of people here.
I don't know.
2 people like Gene's answer.
You mean I could have just said
no, because we'll
Joe
fact
Wilson,
check it.
and you would have went that's who it is.
No, we'll definitely fact check it. I just happened to think about that.
Well, give us some ideas. We're open for suggestions. But, thank you for everyone joining. Have a great day. Have a great month of June. And
we'll see you in a month.
We'll see you in a month.
Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.